Right, so Andy's arrived. Let's see if we can make some sense of this. It's all happening here. Andy, can I just explain to you what happened and make some sense of it maybe? I noticed first of all that they've nested there. They've eaten down there. Now everything seemed to be working. There's a place, that, by the way, that they can get in down there. So when I drove the car, I never thought anything of it. And
so did most things still work?
Yeah, it's the thing. It started all right, and everything worked all right. So I went off, and halfway through the drive, the radio stopped, and then it started again. Now it'll probably start now. Well, actually, I couldn't get. It started, then it started to go off. It was like intermittent. It still is. It's gone off now. See? Is the aerial going up and down? Yeah.
The aerial's up. It stayed up.
Yeah. Well.
Obviously you lost the power totally, so it won't come down.
Yeah. See, that's it's coming back. It's intermittent. But suddenly these all stopped. So there's nothing. But there's a connection between the two, because everything's working up here. But some of these things only work when you do certain positions here, and we've done that. So internally, the internal workings are okay. What I'm suspecting is that they've eaten the power that powers something around here, like powers the blowers and powers the radio.
Okay.
That's my. There's two little screws up here. That you can. Yeah, I love it. This is brilliant. I love that. So the fact I told you there were two screws under there didn't make any difference. You knew a quicker way at it to get at it. I mean, I'm kind of hoping that this is an easy fix, but more than the Volvo is, because the Volvo is not very good. No.
Screws are out.
Yeah.
Don't move.
Yeah. Good point. I was wondering if you took the radio out, whether you could get at it behind that. Because the radio's got power and it's got a
These side bits will come off, won't they?
I think on the videos that I've seen on YouTube, they don't. No, they get it out in the front. They get it out the way you're doing it.
Yeah, but these will.
Oh, all right. Okay, I'm not gonna.
That's where the fuse box is. Minor.
Ah.
It doesn't mean to say that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, whoa.
I will have a look on it.
Oh, no. I didn't realise that.
Saying.
Oh, hang on. Have a look there first then.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
I assumed that they climbed in and nested behind. You're quite right. Maybe it's the fuse box.
I mean, you might have
Yeah. Sorry, Andy. That's my fault. You see.
That might be a supply.
Yeah, you're listening to the wrong person here. Of course it is. Yeah. Oh, we saw this. What it was, they were down in here, and we saw a little passage there. We assumed that they'd gone along that little passage, you see.
You think you saw somewhere where they could get through?
Well, the little passage we saw that they could get through.
Right. They don't need a very big hole.
No. Because they've been down inside, eating all the insulation. Yeah, all right. The reason I thought that, I suppose, because it was the power to both of those units. You see, you know, both of, at that one point.
So you don't know they've been inside at all.
No, I don't.
You only seen the nibbling here.
Correct.
You're
yeah,
assuming.
that was completely full of this. This was all full of bits in here.
So you're just assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the two things, you know.
Oh yeah,
suddenly, suddenly I've got a problem with power with two things in the same area.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah. But they do suffer bad, these fuses in this weather, of corrosion. This type of fuse.
Well, maybe it's
They
too.
corrode on
Okay,
the end,
maybe
yeah.
it's maybe we've got too.
Yeah.
Maybe the mice have nothing to do with it.
No, that could be an old thing. Something that happened a long time ago, couldn't it?
Well, yeah, but all the bits were there. Yeah, it,
Oh, but there you hit
yeah, it could have happened. It could have happened a week or so ago because the cars. Yeah, no, that's you're correct. Quite right. Quite right. This is why I'm not an auto electrician.
Right, turn the ignition on, Chris, please.
Just ignition on.
Yeah.
Okay.
The radio working at the moment?
Well, it's working. It's not on a channel. Should I turn it off?
Yeah, just
I've turned it off.
That's a radio fuse. Look at the state of it, look.
Ah, well, that might be that. Maybe there's two problems.
They could and the only thing it's touching on, Chris, can you see, there's a ring all around there.
Right.
That's the only bit it's touching on. That ring, because it goes into...
Yeah, a little...
it's like a
Yeah, a little...
hole.
so that's all that's touching on is that edge. It's not like the whole
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
I think what I'll do, I'll take all your fuses out first and give them a good polish up, and then we'll put them all in and then try to see what works and
Right.
don't work.
Should I turn the ignition off?
Yeah.
It's on the dash.
That's what do give a lot of troubles with them.
But you can see the point. I've got mice there, and that's...
Oh yeah.
And I've never had a problem with the radio before like that. Never had a problem with the blower.
But you can, if you feel it, you feel how you feel with your finger on the end of it, how you feel how corroded.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's, yeah, I agree with you. That is corroded.
It should be.
Yeah, it should be. But yeah, because it's only touching a little surface. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I understand.
That's what it should be like.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, well, maybe that is. Yeah. Okay.
And on the Volvos, they used to be inside the car, and they used to corrode just the same.
Do you want? You're going to use that one again?
Yeah, I'll give them all a. But I've probably got new ones.
This car's got automatic climate control.
Yeah.
So it says down there, doesn't it, at the bottom? And it's automatic climate control that isn't working. Is that whole?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that it's got that thing about. So there must be some fuses outside the fuse box then.
No, I reckon this is the outside fuse box.
Okay.
Outside fuse box.
I think there's another fuse box, and all it's got in is that. I don't know.
Seat heating. Oh yeah, it might be these. There we go. Them two.
I just wondered whether they've been chewing there. The mice have been around there, haven't they? Chewing things down there.
Yeah, it's true.
Because they were chewing the.
And there's probably another fuse under here, main fuse under here, right?
So could it be that there's something there, or a cable coming out of there that feeds the, you know, the automatic? It's an automatic climate control, you see.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where the fuse, the wire's broken or something. I mean, the radio could be a separate problem.
Yeah. Next time you sold it, it's a new one. Next time you sold it, it's yourself a new one.
Look, yeah, I may well. Right, so it's all looking healthy under there.
At the moment. Cheers, bye.
So
CB problem.
So that's all in now.
We're all in. Right. So now we'll... Right.
We're going to fire it up.
Yeah.
Right. Do you want me to actually start the engine or what? So I'll just
Yeah, I think I'll just put this down a minute first.
Right, that cover all right there? You want me to fire it up? No blowers?
It's not.
No. Well, the radio's working like, you know, but I... There, you see what you can do. Now you see, if you put that on, for example, that one should, like, that forces it all on.
Oh, to the front
Well,
screen. That'd go full power
Unless
to
it
the screen.
sometimes doesn't go when it's cold, but I mean, if you put it onto cold, see, that should be on now. You see?
Yeah.
Because that would be just blowing cold air. That's forced air. That.
Yeah.
And that's normal, automatic. That would be the heater thing. So
That'd be for
Well,
the
that-
screen.
yeah, what it does, it puts all the mirrors and does everything.
Yeah.
But what it does is, it might not work for the first second because it doesn't blow until a bit of heat comes through. But if you put it on cold now, I'm just testing the thing, and put it there, that should just be blowing cold air. But I mean, it's nothing, is there?
No.
Radio, I don't know till it.
Just turn the car off and just turn the ignition on. What is that one?
Well, it just turns it all off.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Whatever you put on.
yeah, that's just off.
And that brings them all
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Take some panels down and have a look. That one might be the favourite above your legs.
What, that?
Yeah. Pull that down and we'll have a look up.
You've got
underneath.
screws there, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Turn the ignition off. Yeah. But there is no other fuse then, is there? Because according to what that was saying.
Yeah, I don't know if there isn't another fuse box on it or not.
Well, not, I mean, not a separate fuse. What I was getting at was it said that there was a fuse outside that fuse box, and that's where the mice had been. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, that's that little fuses there.
Yes.
And that little cover. I couldn't see they've got damaged wires down there.
Right. Okay. So all the wires look okay. This is the point that I'm having kittens.
Why?
Oh, all this car's all in pieces.
Get that together, won't it?
Don't know how.
Or we'll just keep taking bits off and
Yeah.
race it.
Yeah.
This don't come down very well, does it?
The airbag in there.
There's all the airbag in there.
Mm.
Where's the heater fan then? I couldn't. It must be under this bit, I reckon.
So the radio seemed to be working at the moment, so maybe that was a separate problem.
Yeah, that may well have been a separate problem. You can just start it up again if you want.
Start the engine.
Yeah.
It's completely dead, isn't it?
All these work, don't they? You said.
Well, it seemed to, yeah, that was working. Yeah,
That's working.
flashing, yeah, and this works, look, you see, that's the heated rear window.
Real
The
work.
wipers are working.
Yeah.
But there seems to be a connection between here and there, because there's something that didn't work unless this was in a position, so that's recirculating, isn't it? It's only it's all to do with the blower system.
Yeah. But it could be that the fan.
Yeah.
Just do it again. I can hear something.
Yeah, so can I.
I'm sure I could.
Yeah.
Do it again. Just switch the engine off and put the ignition back on.
Let me turn the radio off as well.
Yeah.
Hang on, I've got the bloody radio on, hang on. Right, okay, so hang on. The ignition's on. Hang on. No. Right, okay.
They might just be vacuum controlled.
Yeah,
switches.
I was going to say it's maybe working the flaps
Yeah.
because it changes the position.
Because under here
Changes the position, doesn't it? of
there's
the
a lot
flap?
of which look like wires, but they're not. There's a lot of under here.
Yeah.
You can see, there's a lot of pipes. They're all pipes under here.
Oh well, it's a vacuum. It works the flaps, doesn't it?
Yes.
To distribute the air.
so that's what we could hear moving,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. So this is
Yeah.
that's working that. You see, it seems to be just the power to the
Yeah.
fan,
Yeah.
and the blower. It says that's why I
There's
was.
a fan on it.
Because on the right, I always thought they were on the passenger side. Of course, the fuse box would normally be this side. Everything's opposite.
Yeah.
But the battery's here. I can't see the fan there.
Should I turn the ignition off?
Yeah, you can turn it off.
Now this I don't suppose it's got anything to do with it. How this all started was the battery was nothing to do with it. That's what I'm saying. The battery was flat because I hadn't been used it, so we put it on charge.
Okay.
Charged it for about 2 hours, and then it started up. And then I went out in it, and that's why I noticed that the mice. Now, if the battery had gone flat or low, that wouldn't have done anything, would it?
No.
No, that's what I mean. It just seems to me that it seems to be the power to the blower.
Yeah.
That's the
Yes.
problem. Everything else seems to be working.
We could find the fan, because it could be there's power to the fan motor, but the fan motor's backed
Correct.
up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. It's just that, of course, because there's been mice in there,
Yeah,
you assume they've been chewing the cable.
Yeah. I reckon it could be under here, isn't it?
look at this.
In here where all the water is probably. It's ripping. Alarm unit in there. The wiper. I think it's from here actually. I have had one of these apart years ago, but I think that's the wiper motor.
I'm not doing well.
Because this is where the pollen filter is in here, just under here.
Is it?
Yeah.
You sure there's one in this car in this age?
Yep. The filter.
Well, I doubt that's ever going to be
It's under there, look. It's blocked up, look.
blocked up.
Look at that, the colour of it. See it in there? That hole?
Where?
Yeah.
Oh, that. I didn't know it was in there. I don't.
Ask him. He'll say, yeah, of course I did. Of course I do.
God, how are you going to put all this back?
Only pushing holes, isn't it? Right. That's where the fan's going to be underneath that, isn't it? All this all loose.
I can't bear this. I can't look at it. How are you going to remember where it all goes?
Oh. Jigsaw.
Don't drop it on the stones.
I bet that's where it is.
I don't know how you're going to put it back together again. Should have got a pollen filter.
Huh?
Oh my God, he's taking more of it away.
This is what you'd have to do to change that pollen filter. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some screws here, look, and then this panel will come out.
You're saving all the screws, eh?
Huh?
You're saving the screws.
Oh yeah. I saved them from the tin in my van.
It's a shame the instruction manual on how to put it back is in German.
I'll bet strip them down.
Well, no. That's easier stripping them down, isn't it? The skill is putting it back together again. Yeah.
Then a big round fan, each end, and that's all under this. So I'm going to have to take this wiper out, and then I can undo the clips.
What you see, what got me is the radio was not working properly, but that could have been just that switch.
Oh yeah.
Fuse,
yeah,
I mean.
That's right.
The mice have been in there, and this is possibly nothing to do with it.
No, the fan was seized, was tight. You should be able to spin it as easy as anything, and I had to push it. And then when that moved further, I thought, it's kind of a bit looser now. Turned the fan, and away it went.
Well, if the fan was seized, because that's going to wreck the motor as well, isn't it? Eventually.
Well, the motor. Is
it the motor or
where the motor is? So the
Yeah.
shaft come at each end, and it's like a cylinder, like a guinea pig would run in.
Yeah.
That's the type of fan it is.
Yeah, all right.
It's
Oh,
one,
I-
it's
yeah, I
one
know
each
what you mean.
end.
Yeah.
And where those them fans slide onto the shaft,
Right.
the shafts in two bearings, and they get tight in there. So that's.
Ah, so it's not the motor. It's the bearings.
It's the bearings of the motor.
Okay, yeah. But I mean, not the motor, electric motor itself. Oh, that's all right. Okay.
Yeah,
but if the bearings were getting stiff that bad, you're straining the motor, aren't you, though?
Well, yeah. But but that just probably needs lubricating, and probably away we go. But I'll have to have that white
right.
to get to it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know how you... I keep saying...
Did you organise a pollen filter? That's in two halves, look.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, but I can't get one today, can I?
I don't know. We won't go back together today, don't we? It's 2 bits.
That's the pollen filter.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could get one now in stock. I doubt it.
Well, you'll probably get that from any motor factors will do that.
What, one like that?
Yeah, sure, sure. Do you want one for this car? They slid into each other somehow.
I don't think it's ever been changed, has it?
Not for a long time, has it?
Yeah.
Without that.
Yeah.
3, 5, 7, 8. These are the same.
They're both the same.
They've got the same part number on
Yeah.
them. You probably want that part number, wouldn't you?
I'll take it in. I'll phone them up now and see if I can get it now. Okay. Yeah, I'll take them in the house now and do it. Right. So. Yeah, we've got the.
He said to me.
We've got the wiper motor out. We've just ordered some pollen filters. They call them dust filters back in those days. So we've just ordered those, picking those up from Mercedes tomorrow. So we'll replace the dust filters. The wiper motor's out.
We'll change the pollen filters as Ben has, isn't
So we're now getting the. So that's the fan under there.
Fan motor, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, you don't need to undo those screws.
Yeah, right, so I'm going to... Where do you want me to hold it? Over here?
Yeah, well, that played.
So, I'm going to get the pollen filters tomorrow.
Yep, okay. Just got to try and locate. See, that has got to go on that. Can you see where that goes on?
Where? No, I don't know.
That, under there, look, there's a
Oh, that.
there. That's got to go on that. And this has got to go underneath.
Wait a minute. Hang on.
It's got wires going under there. Can you wire a bit?
I can't see the bit that's supposed to go on there. No, you need a light on there, really.
I've just got to get the motor down. That's it, it's going in there. That's it. That, yours. Let's see.
Okay.
You can't see them very well, can you?
No, I can't.
With that rubber.
I can't actually.
Hang on.
I can't see where it goes on because there's the bolt. I can't feel.
There you go. It should go in there now.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, okay. You're nearly there, you're nearly there.
Right, I'll put some nuts on.
Yeah, it was at the wrong angle, that's what it was before, yeah. It's almost there now. If you fix one, you'll probably come around and get the other pushed on.
Yeah. Lovely, that's on. I've got that one on. I'll put that on now. Thank you.
So what will you do? Come back tomorrow, do the pollen filter and the last bits?
Yeah, I'll still going to do some more now. But yeah,
I know. I meant
to finish off.
Yeah. Because I'll go over. He said I have to probably after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I'll go over first thing and pick it up.
I'm not sure what time I'll get round, but I'll.
Well, yeah. Gives me time.
Hopefully I can get back tomorrow.
Yeah.
You don't need to use it over the weekend, do you?
Not particularly. Well, you're getting it back together again.
Yeah, that's all back together. I can't get on with the work because I'm waiting for you.
I know, we're waiting for parts. I've heard this before. It's an old story. It's a sorry state though, isn't it?
Yeah. Found the problem, haven't we? So
I hope so. I hope so.
yeah, I could have took all that out, and that weren't the problem, wouldn't I? You don't know till you got it all out.
No,
do you?
I know.
You can't get to the one.
I still can't. Oops. Rat poison. I still can't believe that those different things have happened all at the same time. I'd have sworn it was the mice that did it. Oh well, all's well that ends well.
The thing is, though, you done something different by parking in here, didn't you?
Yeah, I always parked it outside.
Yeah, that may always be sort of wet around there. It might have dried out too well here, and then the fan motor stopped. Because I tell you what we do, we used to get a lot of was you know where your wiper arm goes on, the spindle what comes through on, not like this, but like
I
sort
know.
of goes. Well, after we've had a lot of dry weather, suddenly you usually working on Audis, Golfs, and they were all wipers work. Well, the wipers was going ever so slow, and people think the motor was burnt out, but they weren't. And then when I take the rack off and put it in my bench, right? Yeah. So you've got the shaft, you've got like this round sort of tube, but that long, and the shaft going through the middle of it, and it's like bearings inside. Then there's a metal bracket come off the bottom where the linkage goes onto. I've had like spanners on that or grips on that, and you cannot turn it at all. You put as much pressure and you can't move it. But that motor was turning
It's the same,
That motor was turning it slowly, but I couldn't move it. And I used to get me a blow lamp on them on the side, or sometimes drill a hole through the side so you felt going through the aluminium or the crap metal, and then when you just touch the shaft, and then you could put some spray on it, and then get the blow lamp on it and keep working it backwards and forwards, and then eventually take the little lead clip off the top and then work it so it come out, clean it out, put some grease in there, put it back in again, and it'll work perfect. But that was after with a real dry spell, which I wonder if that's a bit like you put in here, and it's been like in a real dry spell. And
but that's going to be should be amazing now, shouldn't it? Because with the filter as well, changed because that filter was really blocked up, isn't it?
Yeah. What that was, that laid in the back of that fan and sucked that, a bit of plastic, is it, or what it is?
Was that in it?
That laid down the back of that fan down there.
I would have said that was something from the car, wasn't it? Just covered something. I would say it's something covered something. Because it's kind of like the materials that you put to line.
Yeah, it looks like it's got an edge to it, doesn't it? Like as if it had a shine.
Yeah. Oh, well, hang on to it, shall we? Don't know. Not good for anything. I'll leave it here.
Certainly moves in. Right. So there's no more we can do now.
No, okay. Well, I'm going to go get the filters and more. All right. Yeah, so I'll see you maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll go and get the filters in the morning.
Yeah, well, you give me a ring as soon as you've got.
Yeah,
it.
I'll do that. Yeah.
I'll just see how the job's going.
Yeah, okay.
Where do I turn the light off when I go?
It's over there. Look.
Over there?
Yeah, on the wall.
Okay.
All right, so I'll
Okay.
see you. I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks. That just fits at the top there. If I ran the video backwards, would that do it?
I do.
I remember how you pulled it out, but it was so fast I couldn't. I couldn't.
Quick for you.
Yeah.
Too quick for the camera.
Yeah.
Then.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because obviously easier to get it in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing how dark they are. When the old one, black.
I thought it looked like a filter, but I weren't totally
Yeah,
sure.
that's right. Look like a water barrier. Yeah. Stop the rainwater coming through. Oh, well, I'll leave you to it.
Yep.
So you got them in? So, oh, there's a cover. Oh, obviously they're under a cover, aren't they? Yeah.
No? Not really? No, they're not. It's only this, isn't it?
I mean, they stay dry. That was the point I was getting at. Because the water runs down that channel. As I say, where does the water go?
Yeah, it only goes down channels. There's nothing really. Well, it is sort of covering it, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
Who said I'm an electrician? No one said I'm an electrician.
Yeah. He was impressed when you said that.
Yeah. Oh, never had time.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
had a title before.
First time he's ever been called an electrician. Well, I have to say, it looks something like it looked before, but not quite. I'm going to let you get on with it. I'm not going to bother you. Seen a bit. Tom asked me a question, and he was right, actually. I mean, I was right when I gave him the answer, because I knew I was right and wasn't imagining it. We did test the fan, didn't we?
Huh?
It was all the controls were working now, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, electrical sales, not my department, that's his.
Yes. So, we decided to take the Volvo up to Bennicks. And then I started it up and it died and it wouldn't start. So that was the end of that. I'm now going to try it again. We lurch from one thought to another here. I decided not to have a pump fitted, and we've now thought that possibly the problem here with this car is something to do with one of the injectors, which is shutting the engine down. We did come up with a theory that perhaps it was over-fueling, because it was dying when we let it tick over. But anyway, it died on me just before. I'm going to try it again now. Right, okay. Start it up. Let's go. Oops. Yeah, died again. Right, so it dies and then it starts, and then it dies and then it starts. This is dies and starts. Died again. As soon as I put it into gear. Let's see what happens here. Died again. Anti-skid service required. This is getting boring. Right, so I've turned it round. It's running at the moment. So it's starting and it's stopping and it's coming up with anti-skid service required. Let it tick over for a second, see what happens. No, it's died again. Well, we're not getting anywhere with this, are we? Seems to be one different problem after another.
These, where this drain is,
Right.
Chris, that comes down into this square here, and it
Yeah.
goes into these pipes in the corner.
Right.
They were chock-a-block.
Were
full
they
of mud.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And quite often, what might have happened, it may have got full in here,
Yeah.
and then gone over into here.
Right.
I,
So
mean,
you
I,
clean
know,
that-
I know it shouldn't be able to, but if things
Yeah,
get blocked up,
yeah,
they will just
yeah, of course.
weep over the top. It might have gone through the pollen filter. But
So you've cleaned that?
yeah, and
No.
them holes, same as the other end.
Oh, that's, yeah, because they're the sort of things that should be done every couple of years, really, obviously.
Well, it's the trouble with a lot of leaves.
But it doesn't get done, does it?
There's a lot of
But that's the trouble.
Not on the Volkswagen Charans and the,
Yeah.
the Ford Galaxy thing. They've got a bit here, right?
Yeah.
And it must be that deep, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen them that deep in water, and that's because the drain pipes will
Yeah.
come off them. You got a round pipe like that, right? And then that's about that long, and then at the end it's like that. It's closed up, and we chop it off, and so it's just a round hole. So all the rubbish can go through. It just fills up with leaves and mud, and then it fills up.
Well, of
with
course,
water.
years ago, before you had that, the cars went right up to the windscreen,
Yeah,
and there wasn't
That's
anywhere for
right.
the water and
That's
the
right.
leaves to go
Exactly,
down.
yeah.
It's the leaves, isn't it?
yeah.
You've got loads more bits to go yet.
We found some more.
Yeah. Look at that bit. It's a nice bit.
Where does that go?
Yeah. Tom, is this your Titan here?
That's what the chainsaw. I'm using it in a minute.
Right. The Volvo is
Turn round.
no good.
No.
Ben's going to pick it up with his truck. It's just been cutting up. It's coming up now with it come up with anti-skid service required. But Ben explained that was because the batteries got low. He reckons. It's come up with all these different faults, different types of fault.
Yeah.
It was starting. I don't know if you heard it. Managed to go a few feet, cut out. It just you couldn't drive it now. I don't know.
It's literally, what's the word I'm looking for?
Crap?
One of them. No, it's like one day, that's it, for like 100 miles
Yeah.
home and back, and then the next
Well,
day, I
yeah.
can go 5 feet.
It's, yeah. But there's obviously, well, not obviously, but it seems to me there's probably a simple fault that if we can find it, and then everything will be fine.
Yeah.
I'm kind of confident more now.
Has he done the Mercedes?
He's nearly finished. I'm getting to the stage where we're going to fire it up. You must feel depressed now that you haven't got so many bits to put in.
Yeah.
You're nearly there now. Well,
That is a very
important bit.
well. It probably is, but
Yeah. Well, I want to keep it original.
it looks a bit crap.
Well,
What it does. This is the cover for all the brains over there.
yeah. We got some cleaner. We're going to clean the engine now. Spray it all over and clean it.
And mess it up.
Well, I hope it doesn't mess it up. Keep it clean, yeah.
Somehow this goes in there, Chris. How's it going there?
Go the other way, does it? That way?
That way, does it?
That looks like it should be right, yeah. Ah, perfect.
Fit like a finger up your nose.
Yeah.
Would you like to put the last piece on?
No, I'll let you do it. I'll film. Oh. Oh yeah, I remember that bit. And you took it out. Where does that go then?
That goes in the middle there.
Oh yeah, right. You know, it's funny, I read these things about people who work on classic cars, and they've said, like, you know, I know the thing, they've changed the chassis. Like I was watching, it was about a guy had a Land Rover. It's got a new chassis, it's got new wheels, it's got new axles, got new this, new that. And I think to myself, why don't you just buy the parts and I mean, there's nothing original. It's like that broom, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's had new handles and new brushes, but it's the same one I've had all these years.
Shaped up, so let's go like that.
Well, everything seems to be working. Well, the radio seems to be working as well. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. I don't mean seems. I mean, sorry, it is working. It really is strange though, isn't it, that thought it was the mice.
Yeah. They can still take the blame, mate.
Yeah. So, what we've got left in is to put something over that. Get rid of that mess. But if that's the least of our problems, that would be good. What do we got here? Ah! I'll move the Mercedes out in a minute.
Running well.
Oh, it doesn't run.
Certainly the heat in there, isn't there?
It's picking up channels now.
Is it? Working better, isn't it?
Yeah. I could only get 2 channels before.
Yeah, I couldn't get radio 2 before.
I'll leave it on radio 1 for you.
No, thank you. Did you see that? That was down there. And it's a shape, I don't know what it's from. I'm going to keep it. I think it's something in the car. Right, well, that seems to be working. Lights are working. Radio's working. And the heater's working. So let's move out. Well, it's been a bit of an adventure, I would say, but the end result was that I've got the pollen filters and the dust filters changed. I've got the blower working better. I've had some ducts that were blocked up, water ducts in the where the water goes down there, the rain, and they've been cleared, so probably the car's had a bit of a service. So all the heater controls are working. That's on forced blower. That's the defrost. That's working. So if I turn that to cold, goes down, so the automatic climate control's working. That's the aircon on. Well, one car sorted out, and we'll see what happens now with the Volvo. Well, I can't actually believe that the car is fixed. I was convinced it was mice, and apparently it wasn't. And it looks like the radio problem and the heater problem, the fan, were two different issues apparently. Well, not apparently, they were, but I still can't believe it. Anyway, God, that's alright.